is my husband, Gerry, at the end of the arena here. And what we're going to do this morning is put our volunteer, who we very much thank, and this is, can you come to the center, please, for just a second, and we'll do an introduction. These are one of the Norwegians that you just saw in here. And this young horse, as I understand it, is still quite green, which makes him an excellent candidate. To trot back to me, please. So walk on. On your scorecard, you have two sections. You have the score and you also have comments. The comments are for how calm and relaxed the horse is. So if he's shaking his head, fighting the bit, fussing, or fighting with the bitless bridle when we come to that, that's where you mark in your comments. So when you pull on a rein, what you're doing is almost like putting your hand on the side of the horse's head and asking it to move this way. So instead of taking a bit and yanking the horse over, when you pull on this rein, it applies gentle pressure on the other side of the horse's face and moves it over. To stop, you pull back on both reins, the horse brings its head in, and it slows down or stops. Now Gerry's going to go through right now, they've got it fitted to Danny, and we're just going to show Danny how it works. The beautiful thing of these bridles is that horses understand them in instants. At least that's always been our experience. So we're getting a little brave coming out and doing these clinics. And the next place, folks, that we're going to be doing a clinic like this is at the Calgary Stampede. Because the people in charge of the Light Horse Committee at the Calgary Stampede believe that bitless is good for horses. We have declared that there is a bitless revolution. I firmly believe that 10 years from now, bitless will be the norm. And if you're using a bit in your horse's mouth, people are going to be saying, what are you doing with that hunk of steel in the horse's mouth? Because that hunk of steel is passed down to us from the days of Attila the Hun. From the days when the world was flat. What else do you do the same as in the days of Attila the Hun? I had a lady say to me, oh, if it was good enough for the Greeks and Romans, it's good enough for me. And I wanted to say, would you like a few Christians to fricassee while you're at it? I think there's some lions over there. You know, just because we've done it forever does not make it good. We work with, then you have other bosses that you work with. Join me on this and together we'll do magnificent things. You want your horse to work with you. You don't want to kick it to make it canter and it not understand why the poor thing just got kicked. You want to transfer to the horse, I want you please to canter. And then you give it the signal and then it goes on with you. So you develop your relationship, and when you develop your relationship, you develop your performance. So Tara, are you comfortable to do the exercises? Excellent. Come over here and we'll start saying bitless bridle. And she's going to go that away and walk on. And when Gerry will ask you to stop. And walk on, and we'll ask you to trot back this way. Mark in your comments. So please trot on and halt. Thank you. And halt. Thank you very much. And if you can, take him up towards Gerry and ask him to stop. But if you can't, just stop him wherever you're comfortable. This is just fine. That's excellent. Solve the problems that you have with a bit. It doesn't mean that your horse will stop spooking immediately. And it doesn't mean that, you know, he's going to stop putting his head down to eat. It solves the problem. the thing is, whatever pace she uses in the bitted bridle, she'll use exactly the same pace in the bitless bridle. So you're looking at how well does he maneuver through the pylons. He's doing a wonderful job. Okay, we're going to come here. The pylons, we'd love to see it. It takes horses just seconds to figure this out. It takes riders a little longer, especially if they've been taught for years and years. They got one, good for you. Perfect. You can come over this way and we'll ask, but we don't need to. And go ahead and back up. Okay, excellent. Okay, in order to say back up, try to bring your hands a little lower. No, you may not get the exact direction, but you did pretty well.